Hi, this is Tim Bibbins. Today, for our class in SGD 174, I'm going to do a brief overview of the audio mixer. The last chapter about immersion was talking about a lot about ambience and ambient music and audio in general and how that plays towards bringing the player into an immersive contact with the game. So I'm going to go over the Unity audio mixer today. Make sure you know how to use that. So to start with, let's create a project so that we can use and explore the mixer. So we're just going to create a new project here. And we'll just make it 2D. And _T audio tutorial, and I'll put it in 74. Audio tutorial. Create. Okay, the simplest audio to create in Unity is like putting some background music into it. All right. To do that, we just need to first have a game object audio source. So game object audio source, and we'll just call this AS _ background music. Right. And I've already downloaded a clip I want to use. So I'm just gonna. You'll see here in the audio source, audio clip. You just need to click on the little target, or you can drag it in, either way. And for now, that's all you need to do. Well, play on awake, you want that for background music, and the loop, you typically want that. This track isn't a great looping track because it kind of dies out at the end and then starts over again, but you'll get the idea. All right, so then you press play, and you should hear it. All right, so that's all there is to that. Now I'm going to grab a bunch of other sounds, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to create mixers to which I can route all of my audio sources. In a second, we'll create all those audio sources, but I want to create my mixer first so I can route those sounds appropriately, right? So let's go in audio. We'll say create folder mixers, right? Open that up. Say assets or game object audio. Oh, nope. Okay, so it's assets, create audio mixer. All right. We call this master mix, right? And we want several mixers because there's going to be sub mixers underneath the master, right? So let's think we need UI, we need ambient, and we need FX. Those three will get us started and it'll let you see how all this works. You may need more subcategories than that, but that should get us started. So let's go ahead and say assets. Create audio mixer. We'll call this UI assets create. We'll call this FX and assets create. What did I say? Ambient. All right. Now, let's see. We can click on ambient, right? And let's see. I'm gonna look at this like this, right? And Alright, so I did that incorrectly. You have to create them as children of the mixer. I thought you could do that after the fact, but I was incorrect. So I'm going to delete these children mixers. So, and now, let me just close that. So, alright, to get into the master, to get into the actual mixer, just double click on the mixer, right? Then you see the mixer here. We want to create these children that I just showed you a different way by clicking on here and say add child group, right? And then you want to say UI, right? Let's say FX and ambient. All right, now that works. All right. So the background music can go into you can route the output into a mixer. We'll call it ambient for now, but you should probably have a background music when I didn't do that. All right. So now we need audio sources to push into this. I have taken the liberty of downloading a bunch of stuff, and this should be shared with you. I will share it with you. All right. Soon. All right. So there's a bunch of ambient sounds. We would need. Let's get 2 for each of these, and then we'll be good to go. Right. These are all already on my machine, so I don't have to download them again. But anyway, they're in here. Right. So I'm gonna grab. Let's see. Dripping water, bird whistling. Right. Let's go over to project, go into that. Audio, folder, I'll just say sounds, I don't care. All right, and we'll get 2 of these. Let's see, 2 explosions. And look at these pings here, right? All right. Now we just need to create an audio source for every sound that we actually want to be playing in our game, right? So let's create game object audio source as ping, right? And let's see what else we got. I don't want the grunt death in there. Let's get this beep here, right? Alright. I'm actually just going to duplicate that, change the name, beep, right? And duplicate that, change the name. Explosion 1, okay, that, change the name, explosion 2, let's see, one more, duplicate that, change the name, let's see, water, dripping, all right. All right, so now for our purposes, we want to have all of these play on awake and loop so that we can mix them, right? Obviously, once you've mixed them, you will turn off that play on awake because most sounds are played when they should occur in the game, right? But for our purposes, now we're going to go through here and get these clips set up, right? So, there's a ping. Alright, there's a beep. 5 beeps. Alright. Explosion. Explosion 2. Water dripping. Alright. Now we can route each one of these into an appropriate group, right? So the ping will be in UI. The beep will also be in UI. Explosion, FX, explosion 2, FX, water dripping, ambient. All right. Now, if we look at our mixer now, right, you see we have a master, the UI, and the FX, right? Now, let's go here and we'll say play on awake for all of those, right? All right. Actually, that's not what I meant. Yeah, loop is on all of them. All right. So this is probably going to be crazily loud, you'll notice. So you'll note that I can turn up the UI sounds. Turn down individual things, right? Okay, so if you wanted to mix between, like, because I have two explosions, right? You would have to create a mixer for each one of those underneath the FX. So if you can come in here and say FX, add child group, right? And explosion 1, right? All right. And then you can do another one. So there's a sibling group, right? You say explosion 2, right? And then you can go in here and just change their output to the appropriate mixer, right? Explosion 2, right? So now if you play it, anyway, that's the basics, right? I just want you to play around with this. I'm not even sure how I would grade this, but play around with it, ask me questions about it, and get back to me with it, right?